I'm Jayne Haggard. I'm actually the owner of Heron's Crest Stables. So along with my daughter's here full-time. I'm here sort of part-time in the evenings and all weekends. We run a lesson program here, boarding facility, and I personally have my own horse, which I compete in the jumpers. So my back injuries, I probably did it like 7 years ago with the horse behind you. I fell off in the winter onto ice. I sustained multiple vertebrae fractures, and I broke my pelvis in 4 places. I have a metal bar that's still there. Everything heals, but you're always left with some pain. And it's the impact of really riding, at the canter mainly, of that impact into the saddle that has been problems. Doesn't stop me, but it's when I get off, I really feel it, and I can be like dragging around the next day. So when we were at Equine Fair, we bumped it. We saw your stand there, and we listened to your pitch and thought, wow, there's a lot of people out there that claim a lot of stuff. So we walked around, and I think the price of the saddle pad wasn't cheap, but so we walked around, discussed it, and after walking around for so long, I was actually like, oh my goodness, I could do with anything that might possibly work. We had actually used Back on Track saddle pads for our pony, and they had worked, but they've actually at the moment not working. I think they'd been purchased and stuff, and maybe not as good. So we went ahead and bought the pad, and part of me was thinking, maybe it isn't the price of a saddle, and it's it's a little bit of money, but it's worth a gamble to me. And then I tried it, and you did give me you did make my insoles as well at the time. And so I tried it, and immediately I got off, and I just didn't feel any pain in my back whatsoever. And there's that thought of like, well, maybe it's just my mind. Maybe I'm just like thinking like, oh, I'm not going to have pain, so I'm not going to have pain. But I've used it, and since not using it, I recommend it to everybody that comes in with any back pain who thinks, who struggles with riding. It has definitely just been night and day. I think it's absolutely the best thing I think I've ever bought for myself and my horse. I do definitely see when I work her that she's cool underneath the saddle. So I'm assuming that that's really good for her back, rather than being just taking everything off and just being covered in sweat. So there's definitely benefits to her. Just to say that I'm absolutely a firm believer of it. I would definitely, anyone. I think it would just help any rider and any horse. We actually have a friend that has a horse that bucks, and we were talking to her about, maybe if you've gone every route, why not try the saddle pad? I think it's a cheap enough solution to go see if it works for you, but I'm absolutely sold on it.